I'm Dr. Ryan DeBell from Movement Fix. This is Movement Fix Monday. What we're looking at in this video is how to do an adductor stretch using the rock back stretch. So we have spiny here because understanding where the hip adductors attach is important. So if you look here, we have the pubic bone, and there's different adductors. There's multiple adductors, and they attach to different parts of the pubic bone. But you could essentially think of them as attaching here. So when you go to stretch your adductors, what you're going to do is push your butt back like this, and you can see how that takes the attachment point of the adductors backwards. Now, if you look at the lumbar spine here, look at the position of it. This is neutral. If you push your butt back and then you let your back round, so your lower back does this, look at what happens to the attachment point of the adductors. So essentially, if you don't keep your back flat, you're letting your pelvis come forward, your pubic bone come forward, and then you're not as effectively stretching your adductors. So making sure your low back position is set is the most important thing while you're doing this. So here's how we're going to set this up. Thank you, Spiny. Take a pillow or a mat or something like that, and you're going to put it on the ground. Here, I'll show this way. You're going to put your knee on this, because if you're doing this at the gym, it's really uncomfortable to jam your knee into the ground. Then what you'll do is you'll bring your other leg out to the side. You'll get your back flat and then slowly push your butt back towards your heels. So if I show you from the side, you can see my back is staying flat and I'm pushing my butt back toward my heels. Now with this leg, the common question is, what do I do with this foot? Do I keep it flat? Do I go up onto my heel? What do I do? And the answer to that is you can do both. They're both fine. A lot of times what happens is when people put their foot flat like this, they get pinchy in this hip. And there should be no pinching at all while you do this. So if you're getting pinching in your hip while you do this, rotate your toe up and then push your butt back. The primary area where you're going to feel this is on the inside of the straight leg. So that's the setup. Now if you watch again from the side, it's really common that people do this and they let this positioning go. And it's hard to even realize that you're doing it. So you might need to set up your phone or video camera and videotape yourself from the side to make sure that you're not losing that, because as Spiny showed us, if that's happening, you're actually not stretching your adductors as much as you think. You're actually just rounding your back and changing the position of your pelvis. Now the last thing is, I'll take this pillow away so you can see more clearly. This foot right here, it should not be out like this. It needs to be inside of your knee. Otherwise your hip will be internally rotated on this side, and when you push back, that's like a bony, impinged position in this hip joint. So you have to have the foot inside of the knee so that you're externally rotated in the hip so that you can hit the adductors on the straight leg side and not pinch in this hip. It's a really important detail. Now, how can you perform this stretch? There's three primary ways that we can do this. You could do it for reps, just like this. You could do it with a deep breathing relaxation technique. So you'd get to a position where you feel a stretch, hang out here, just try to relax, do some deep breathing. Maybe this takes 30 seconds, maybe it takes 2 minutes. If I was doing this technique, it would not be before a workout. This technique would be during some movement work. I would do it for reps as a warm-up. And then the last one, the last primary way you can do it is contract relax. So you push back until you feel a stretch, push your foot into the ground, maybe about 10, 20% of your maximal strength. Hold that for 10, 15 seconds, relax, and then go farther. So using one of those three techniques is a great place to start. Of course, do both sides, and you could use it either for prep, and if it was prep, as I said, do it for reps. You could do it as a overall kind of stretching thing, and for that you could do the reps, the breathing, or the contract relax. But that's a great way to stretch your adductors using the rock back stretch. There should be no discomfort in the hips. Make those modifications with turning your foot out on both the straight leg and the bent leg side if that's happening. So that's what I got for you guys this week on Movement Fix Monday. Hey, if you enjoyed it, follow us on Instagram @TheMovementFix, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube. I'll see you guys next week.